lesson 1.4 will cover 3 different views. Today we will continue to explore the concepts of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional figures. Turn to page 28 in your math book. On page 28, answer the questions in your math notebook. Go ahead and pause the video to answer these questions. Question number 1 says to sketch the parallelograms above. For each, draw a diagonal line connecting 2 opposite vertices to create 2 triangles. Determine the areas of the triangle formed. If we look at our figures, we see for number 1, we have a parallelogram with a base of 196 and a height of 86. But we want to determine the area of the triangle formed. So you see that for each of these parallelograms, I have drawn a blue diagonal through these figures to create 2 triangles. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So plugging that in, or plugging the numbers in, the base and height, to my formula, for number 1A, I have the area of 8,428 inches squared for each of the triangles. Alright? For the second one, we have an area of 60 and 1,600 inches squared for each of the triangles. And for the third one, we have an area of 15.5 inches squared for each of the triangles. Now let's look at number 2. Question number 2 asks, how is the formula for area of each triangle related to the area of a parallelogram? The formula for the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. Notice that when we have a parallelogram, we have base and height. So if we were to draw a parallelogram, we see created by the right angle would be height, and at the bottom is our base. If we were to draw a diagonal through our parallelogram, we see we have 2 triangles. Therefore, 1/2 of the area of the parallelogram is the area of a triangle. Question number 3 asks, how might you use the relationship to help you remember the formula for the area of a triangle? We can remember the formula for the area of a triangle by dividing the area of the parallelogram by 2, since the parallelogram consists of 2 triangles. Look at the bottom of page 28 under Orthogonal Drawings. Drawings by architects and engineers present different 2D views of a 3D structure. These drawings show how the structure would look when viewed from the right, left, front, back, bottom, or top. The 6 drawings on the right below are views of the prism on the left. They are called Orthogonal Drawings. What do you notice? Remember that orthogonal drawings allow us to see the right, left, front, back, top, and bottom views. How do these views relate to each other? Think about that. How do these views relate to each other? You may notice that opposite pairs, front and back, top and bottom, and left and right sides are the same because parallel faces are congruent in a right prism. These views, again, are the same because parallel faces are congruent in a right prism. So anytime we're looking at these orthogonal drawings, we will always notice that the front and the back are the same. The left and right sides are the same. And the top and the bottom views are the same. Since, again, these parallel faces are congruent, their dimensions are also equivalent. Looking on page 29, we can see the drawing of the isometric figure on page 29. What can you tell about the features of this shape? So we look at this shape, we see that it is a three-dimensional shape made of four cubes that is neither a prism nor a pyramid. How many different faces does this structure have? Well, if we look at the viewing or the drawing on page 29, we see that it has 8 faces, 16 edges, and 12 vertices. There is another type of drawing of three-dimensional shape. Look at the orthogonal drawings of the four-cube structure. If we look at number 1, we are going to draw and label the sketches of the orthogonal views of the prisms on page 29. So pause the video and answer question 1 on page 29 in your notes. Let's begin by looking at 1A. On 1A, we would have a front view of a rectangle that is 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. Remember, the front and the back views are the same. Our top view would be 6 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And the side view would be 10 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. So remember, the front and the back are the same, the top and the bottom are the same, and the left and the right sides are the same. Now look at B. For B, our front view would be 3 centimeters by 14 centimeters. The top view would be a 3 centimeter by 3 centimeter square. And the side view would be a 3 centimeter by 14 centimeters. And finally, for part C, we would have a front view that is 14 centimeters by 1 centimeter. Our top view is 14 centimeters by 8 centimeters. And our side view is 8 centimeters by 1 centimeter. This is what you should have gotten for question 1, parts A, B, and C. Look at page 30. Question number 2 says, use the orthogonal view to sketch a three-dimensional drawing of the following prisms. Include the dimensions in your drawing. Pause the video and sketch the three-dimensional drawings of A and B into your notebook. Let's begin by looking at 2A. When we sketch our figure, this is similar to what you should have gotten. For 2B, your figure should be similar to this. As you can see, the shaded portion on 2A should represent the right and left view. On B, the shaded portion should represent the right and left view. Now pause the video and answer the Wrap It Up question on page 31 in your math notebook. The Wrap It Up question says you have built three-dimensional cube structures based on two types of two-dimensional drawings, isometric drawings and orthogonal drawings. Which type of two-dimensional drawing do you think is easier to translate into a three-dimensional structure? Why? What are the advantages and disadvantages of each type of drawing? You have two assignments for today. The first is the On Your Own questions on pages 32 to 34. On these pages, you need to answer questions 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 on a sheet of notebook paper to turn in for a grade. Also make sure that you completed IXL X3 with 90%. All of your unit IXLs are due, so make sure you have them all completed.